Hey, how's it going, everybody? Ultimately, Lucky back again, once again, for week number 9 of the PCL Season 4. And this week, people, we are facing off against a week 1 opponent, Kipp, once more, as we have won in our division twice. So we have to face Kipp, Andrew, and Gray one more time throughout the remainder of these 12 weeks. So we are facing off against Kipp, and his team is different from when we last faced it. He has Mega Venusaur, Mew, Infernape, Hawlucha, Mimikyu, Alolan Muck, Klefki, Mimikyu, Quagsire, Rotom, and Sandslash. And while Kipp was the guy that gave Jazz Klefki for Metagross, a few weeks before this battle, they traded right back, and now I have to face Klefki for the 3rd time. But I figured I finally have a solution to Klefki in my prep. But he also has Hawlucha, Miltank, and Quagsire, who were different from Suicune, Smeargle, and Sneasel. And the Sneasel was a big problem for us in our last attempt. But even without the Sneasel, his team is still quite the challenge. So, and I also got another announcement for another transaction. I was able to make a trade with Jazz, and we traded Mega Pidgeot for Sharpedo. So the main reason why I wanted to do this is because I just did not like Mega Pidgeot in Draft League format. It's a very, very flat Pokemon, and you're just going to give it the mix of Hurricane, Heat Wave, Roost, Defog, Hidden Power. That's it. That's basically all Mega Pidgeot has and uses, since it has very high special attack but not a lot of special attacking moves. Compared to Mega Sharpedo, who was really the only Mega I could trade with, since everyone else needed the Megas in the tiers they were to use their points properly, or they just didn't really have the proper role to... Mega Pidgeot didn't have the proper role to switch with their Megas. And Mega Sharpedo is not a bad grab. It does give me another Water and Dark type, but originally I wanted Mega Absol, but I decided Mega Pidgeot when the draft happened. I don't have any more free agents to do Mega Absol, and even so, Mega Absol is Mon who's given to Aggron. So, and if he didn't want to trade for Mega Pidgeot, since he kind of needed Mega Absol. Who knows, maybe we could get Mega Absol sometime, but for the time being, we got Mega Sharpedo. We can't use Mega Sharpedo this week, but he will be valid next week. So he has no impact on this match, but I look forward to using him. He's got a very good move pull. We can actually have variety with him. And there's no first turn Mega, so we can get the speed boost off before we Mega. So, prepping for this team, some of my big concerns were the Mew, Infernape, Venusaur, Mimikyu, Hawlucha. Those are the main 5. Quagsire can also be a big threat, since we do have setup this week, and it does have Unaware. The Hawlucha is unburdened, it can be very annoying, but if a Mon's at full, it is able to check it. The Mew, it just really stopped us defensively last time we faced him. So if he decides to bring a defensive Mew, we could still have some troubles, but we do have some workaround. When I tested with Aggron, he brought Calm Mind Mew, which is something that could happen, since when Aggron had Calm Mind Mew, it was very tedious to stop. But of course, that's just because Aggron has a little bit of a hard-on for Calm Mind Mew, since I did win him a couple battles in one league, but nonetheless, it's annoying. So let's just get right into my team. I'm bringing Magneton, Skuntank, Cobalion, Mega Pidgeot for the final time, Latias, and Thunderatherian. Starting things off with Magnemite, or Magneton, we are holding the Eviolite. Our ability is Magnapole, and our moves are Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, Flash Cannon, and Volt Switch. This is meant to stop the Klefki if it were to come. Magneton is actually enough for the Klefki to not come, but if the Klefki does come, we need to be able to take it out, since everything else we brought is not going to be able to do that, since, well, the only ones who can do it are Tiban, but Tiban does not have Heat Wave on him this week, and I will explain why later. But Magneton can come in on Klefki every time Klefki is switched in, and then the Klefki is locked in, unable to switch out unless he has the Shed Shell, which he might not. It would be a waste of an item for a mon that might not come. And Thunderbolt is able to knock out the Klefki in 2 hits, unless he gets up the light screen, but then we can potentially stall out the turns for it. We are max HP and max defense just so we can take all of Klefki's physical attacks very nicely. And that's the main purpose of Magneton. Besides that, being able to paralyze things like the Infernape and Hawlucha are going to be very, very crucial. And it can even help us against the Mimikyu if its disguise is busted. We can hit it with a very strong flash cannon and being able to take most of its hits. Not the ghost type hits, but with that defense and the Eviolite, we can definitely take something. We can even paralyze it since it does not want to be slowed down with the little speed it has. Next up, we are bringing Skuntank, the modern Sonic, rocking with Black Sludge. Our ability is Aftermath, with our moves being Defog, Pursuit, Play Rough, and Sucker Punch. We don't need Fire coverage since we have a dead set answer to the Klefki in Magneton. We got Defog to check the hazards that my opponent could bring since he does have Spikes and Stealth Rocks. And we're not going to switch Skuntank in on the Spikes. We do have a second Defogger with us for that situation. Pursuit and Sucker Punch are for the Mew. So Pursuit on the Mew is just very good play to go for, even though if it's bulky, it can Will-O-Wisp and burn us. But that kind of locks him into a point where he doesn't want to switch out, but he could still have Soft Boiled and can tank all the pursuits we have. I did debate doing a Lumberry or the Rotsberry, which is the Burn Berry, but I decided against that and went for Black Sludge. Play Rough, it will allow us to hit the Hawlucha, which Skuntank is actually able to tank a hit from, despite having very weak defense. Since in the test we were able to take an Acrobatics that had no item Acrobatics Hawlucha, and even a high jump kick from the Hawlucha. We fired off a Play Rough that got it into Sucker Punch range, and Sucker Punch was able to take out the Hawlucha in testing. So Skuntank at full, it can definitely be a good check to the Hawlucha. I'm definitely going to preserve it, try not to let it get taken out as much. And even if the Hawlucha were to attack Skuntank and take it out, we had the Aftermath, and all of its moves are contact. It would lose 25% of its HP. And Skuntank, of course, so sum it all up, Skuntank is here for Mew and Hawlucha. Xerox the Kabalion is coming for, I believe, the 4th time this season with Swords Dance, and at least the 3rd time with Shuckleberry as its item. The combination of Swords Dance, Rock Polish, Close Combat, Iron Head, it can just work very well, except for the Mega Venusaur, perhaps, and of course the Quagsire, but Close Combat on the non-aware Quagsire can still do a lot of damage, to the point where it would still take it out, but, well, to the point where Quagsire would take us out with Earthquake, but being able to get damage on Quagsire is very crucial. We might even just switch out Kabalion against Quagsire, even if we're set up to not. We got the Shuckleberry to weaken up those Earthquakes, and I originally had Safeguard over Rock Polish so we can set up on the Mew, but it just didn't really work. And I don't really remember what our item was before we changed it to Shucka, because it wasn't originally Shucka, but whatever. We needed to be the Jolly Max Speed so we can Speed Tie with Infernape. If Infernape doesn't have Mach Punch, we can Speed Tie it, and it would just go for a Fighting or Fire type move. Fire would be the better best, since Close Combat, we can probably take one reasonably well depending on its spread, and it would just lower his defenses. So going for a Fire type move to Infernape could be a better bet. I originally had Choppleberry, I think, but Fighting type moves just weren't really used on Kabalion, since Hawlucha can go for Flying type moves, and Infernape can do Fire types. So we got Tibarn for its last week of coming to battles, holding the Pidgeotite, with our moves being Hurricane, Roost, U-Turn, and Hidden Power Grass. So with Determined Nature, we should be able to outspeed everything, including the Hawlucha before it loses its item. With the Hurricane, we hit a lot for super effective. We hit the Mega Venusaur, we hit the Infernape, we hit the Hawlucha. That's just a lot of threats on this team that does not want to get hit. Hidden Power Grass, it allows us to easily knock out the Quagsire, because without it, the Quagsire could stall us out with Recover, and that's not a very good time. We don't need Heat Wave since Magneton comes in on the Klefki every time, and since Mega Venusaur has Thick Fat, his only other fire weakness are non-existent. So yeah, that makes Hidden Power Grass a better bring over Heat Wave. Next up, we do have Mars Latias with the leftovers, with Roost, Psychic Defog, and Draco Meteor. Kind of meant to have a bit more of a defensive role. It can definitely help us Wally and Fernape, since we resist both of its stabs. And while it can't hit us with U-turn and Stone Edge, we are max defense and HP, so we can take them reasonably well. The only thing that threatens Latias is the Reflect type, or not the Reflect type, the Alolan Muck, who I wanted to bring a Reflect type set against, but there wasn't one move that hit his entire team for okay damage. It's like Thunderbolt, he has Mega Venusaur, Ice Beam, he has the 2 fighting types. But this defensive set is okay. I did want to do Wish Set, but that also didn't work out when it came to testing. So the last one we have is Kramer, our Thunder Therian, with the Waterium Z Rain Dance set. So of course we got the Z Rain Dance to boost our speed by 1. We got enough speed EVs to outspeed his fastest Mon, and I believe we are able to outspeed it with Scarf. But I might just do another calc before I battle and make sure I outspeed things like the Hawlucha with the Unburden. But I doubt. No, we won't be able to outspeed the Hawlucha if we get the Unburden up. So that's a dumb idea. But I think we are able to outspeed. I think we are able to outspeed one of the 2 of Hawlucha and Fernape if they're Scarfed. No, not even for Scarf. So I think we are able to outspeed everything that does not have Scarfs on. Since in Fernape and Hawlucha they're naturally faster than us. So even if Infernape would have come with Scarf set, it would outspeed us if we got the +1. So our main moves are Thunder, Grass Knot, and Hidden Power Flying. Thunder main stab, hit everything very hard. Grass Knot hits the Quagsire, so it does not wall us out. Hidden Power Flying to hit the Venusaur, so it does not wall us out. And that is basically run down the team. It came to the 6th Mon, it was a very tedious process. But if Thunder Therian cannot win us the match, then we're going to have a very tough time. I cannot really go into this match with confidence of winning, but we can at least not lose by a lot. And depending on the outcome of another match, we might still be making playoffs. And we do have a couple more weeks where we can try to turn this playoff win around, since we only have to have better records than 2 people in my conference, or division, to be more specific. Yes, we only have to beat 2 of 3 people, and right now we are beating 2 of them. Kipp is ahead of me in the differential and record, but if he beats me, then we might be behind. Long story short, our playoff position is still tight. I'm going to skip ahead to when Kipp and I are battling, which will be very shortly in real time, right away in video time. Okay, so Kipp is waiting for us to send the challenge. So we've got challenge, custom battle. Okay. So we can see what he is bringing. We see the Infernape, the Alolan Muck, Rotom, Klefki, Sandslash, and Hawlucha. Okay. So very odd team, but I think we can still work with it. So Skuntank is still not useless in this match, since we can Pursuit Trap the Rotom. Oh, let's see. Last time we brought Sandslash, it was a Sand Rush set, but I don't think what he has Sandstorm. Let's see, no Mega Venusaur, no Mew, no Mimikyu. We do see the Klefki, so Magneton has its use. Sandslash. So looking at what he brought, we also don't see the Quagsire. Okay. So Setup Kabalion still kind of iffy with what he brought, since he has no Mon who is weak to fighting. He has 1 immunity to it. Everything else is neutral, and he has Hawlucha to resist it. But what does he open up with? I can see a Scarf Rotom with Volt Switch opening up. The two fighting types being openers are also likely. Could open with to Barn, since he has 2 flying weakness. The Klefki would be scared with Heat Wave. The only thing that could stop Barn is if he opens a Alolan Muck, perhaps, and the Rotom. But if he opens either of those two, we could switch out. I think the hardest one we have to deal with right now is the Alolan Muck, since we don't have any ground coverage with us. Let's think over this carefully. So my app, you can really still open with anything. You can go with Sand Slash to get up his rocks, go Klefki to get up spikes. If he opens with Klefki, then we can just switch right into Magneton, so we don't have to switch in, we don't have to open with Magneton. You can open Infernape and Hawlucha to definitely get heavy damage off, but he might want to preserve them till late game to sweep. So if we assume he preserves them to sweep late game, Latias might be out. Could do Thundurus. How much will Alolan Muck take from a Thunder in the rain? Thunder. If he does not have an Assault Vest, can 2-Ko, depending on his spread. And in the long run, Thundurus has a little less use. If we go for the offense right away, if he opens Rotom, he would have to go for Hidden Power Ice. I think the Rotom is the biggest situation, but depending on what Hidden Power he has, it would make it situational, because he would either need Hidden Power Ice at the Thundurus, or Hidden Power Ground to hit Magneton, otherwise he's hitting them both for neutral with Shadow Ball. So we'll go Kramer. So now we're just waiting on him. If we get Skunk Tank on the Rotom in freely, then that could be a very good situation, and if he has Will-O-Wisp, it could be a little bad. But he opens with Sand Slash. So let's see. How does Sand Slash take a Grass Knot? So right away he fears the Hidden Power Ice. So Grass Knot does 64 minimum. How much do we take from Stone Edge is my question. We can live Stone Edge. Even if he were to get up to Sand, he would outspeed us the next turn, and Stone Edge wouldn't do the same damage. We'll go Grass Knot. Because he would need, because he wouldn't outspeed us this time. Okay. So we lift the Grass Knot. Does Sand Slash get priority? You wouldn't get Ice Shard. No, so I don't see any priority moves from you. You're not in the range for any speed increasing berries to go into effect. Grass Knot is ideal. But would he stay in? How much could Hidden Power Flying do? So if we do Hidden Power Flying, that can be good if he switches out. Since that does a 48 minimum, we got very high damage, so might not even be max HP. Yeah, that can be mid-roll for no investment. Hidden Power Flying can do the job though, so if he switches out into the Alone Muck, we can at least hit neutral. And at the same time, he also goes into one of the fighting types, we can hit that super effective. But I don't want a Z-Rain Dance since he could take us out calling that. And there's an annoying fly in here. Oh, my poor heart. What does he do? Yep, so we just knock out that Sand Slash with Hidden Power Flying. So that's his hazard control gone, but we didn't bring hazards ourselves, so we don't have to really care. So it goes right into a Alola Muck. So, comes to this thing, we do not have any switch-ins. I'm kind of debating just going for the Raw Thunder. Because the Raw Thunder would put him, if he doesn't have Assault Vest, at at max 53%. It's only a 30% chance to miss. I don't want to waste a turn going for the Z-Rain Dance. He could be Pursuit trapping us as well. Normal Pursuit would take us out anyway. But down the line, without the Z-Rain Dance boost, Thundurus cannot outspeed either of the fighting types, so Hidden Power Flying is useless. We don't really have a good matchup against the Rotom as well. So let's go for the Raw Thunder. We hit it, and he is Assault Vest. So he is Assault Vest Alone Muck. So my play might be to do Cobalion. And we can get the Swords Dance. Could even just do 2 close combats. Since, even if he has Fire Punch would only do 38 to 45%. And realistically, nothing else can touch this thing. Combination of Iron Head close combat could also work. So we'll do that. So it switches out, goes into the Rotom. Hey, we get damage off of that. Let's see. We can see if that thing has HP investment. 21. Yep, so that counts for, that works for HP invest in Rotom. So, could do Skunk Tank here. Thunderbolt with max special attack with 2-hit KOS. But Magneton. Magneton would take everything but a Shadow Ball and potential Hidden Power Ground. At the same time, Thunderbolt Flash Cannon, they do about 22 to 25 minimum. Going back to Cobalion. could begin the setup, but if he has, no, we can't really set up because both Shadow Ball and Thunderbolt do over 40% minimum. So we either stay in Hard Iron Head or we attack. Or, no, we either stay in Hard Iron Head or we go into the boys. Go into the boys. He has him power ground. We lose a Klefki check. We lose our main and to the Klefki. And Latias definitely won't be able to do anything. He has Shadow Ball. Well, Shadow Ball would do a lot to us. Draco might not. Draco won't knock it out. No, it won't knock it out even with the high roll though. But we have a lot of special defense. We don't care if Latias gets burned. Then we can scout the Shadow Ball next turn. We got Volt Switch. Okay, so he gets some momentum. Here he goes into the Alolan Muck. Volt Switch did 11%. Yeah, so that checks out for a minimum of max special attack. So we do have max HP. His play here is definitely the Alolan Muck or the Klefki. The Alolan Muck is more optimal. Yeah, no debating that. So of course, this thing threatens us with Pursuit Trap. We cannot touch this thing whatsoever. Because Draco Meteor only does 24% minimum. And there's no point in stalling with Boost. The game damage on this thing is going to be very crucial. If he knocks off, that's bad. If he pursues, then it's fine. If he pursues, then we boost the following turn. And even if he knocks us off, we live it. So does he try to Pursuit Trap us this turn? Yeah, so we see the Pursuit. So here we boost. Yeah, he would lose nothing going for Hard Pursuit. Wait, we'll calc the Pursuit damage, because that's a little odd. Oh no, we are max defense, I didn't have that calced in. Is that everything? Yep, so he might not be adamant. So he might be a special defense boosting nature. So yeah, he might be special defense boosting nature. Let's Draco again. And we miss it. He continues to Pursuit Trap us. And he crits us with the Pursuit. Knock off. Knockoff wouldn't take us out either. But we can continue to boost. So there's the knockoff. He gets rid of our lefties. We just continue to boost since now knockoff does less damage. Okay, we Draco'd on the incoming Klefki, dang it. But now we go right into the boys and lock this thing in and knock it right out. So unless he calls it, unless he calls the magnet pole, he would just set up hazards. still wanted to go into Valiant, but I didn't know when he would knock off. So does he switch out? He does. Into the Infernape. Into the Infernape. Infernape against Mars. You take a lot if he's physically attacking. U-turn. You take 33. We just switch right back into Mars. So there's the heavy U-turn. His play here is Klefki or Muck. Back into Klefki he goes. So we boost this turn. Let's call it. Does he switch? He does again! Back into the Infernape. So let's just see Infernape versus Magneton. Because I'm going to call I might want to call the U-turn. We could take a close combat. Getting a Thunder Wave could be very good. Let's do it. Does he U-turn? Does he U-turn? If he U-turns, he would take out the Latias. No, he wouldn't, because we have the roof stuff, but... Please don't close combat. Please don't close combat or overheat. Because we cannot take overheat if he has it. Flare Blitz. We live it! Oh, my heart, my poor heart. So he's paralyzed with the Thunder Wave. And Magneton's done. He cannot outspeed this thing. No, we cannot come in on Klefki anymore. So I think we let Magneton go down, go into Tabarn, and Hurricane. If he's Scarf, we might outspeed. If he's Scarf, he would outspeed. If not, it might be close. Either way, let's powerful Thunderbolt. And we get the pair hacks, okay? We can get another Thunderbolt off. So he does Flare Blitz. So we know he's not Scarf, Infernape, and the paralyzation is very good. We are also stalling out the light screen turns. Might be a time for Tabarn to come in. U-turn wouldn't take this thing out, but preserving that thing is very crucial. No, not preserving this, but you definitely let this go down, go into a Alolan Muck or Rotom. Goes into Klefki again. We get the critical hit. Wild, baby. I could just keep Hurricaning, since Laios has Defog to easily get rid of all these spikes. So he might go down to this Hurricane, but he gets up his last layer of spikes. After that, he goes into a Alolan Muck or Rotom. Alolan Muck is still kind of iffy on how we take it out. He has both Reflect and Light Screen up. Dare we scout the scarf? Let's see. If we can live a volt switch from this thing, I might just roost. So yeah, let's roost and scout if he's scarf or not. So he is scarf Rotom. Yep. So we boost back up. What do we do though with both Reflect Light Screen up? Because Muck has Assault Vest with Light Screen up. Hurricane does booty damage. Poison Jab and Knockoff are both powerful attacks. That would definitely make going for boost useless. So let's U-turn this turn. Maybe U-turn out. We'll go into Mars and Defog. Since we take Shadow Ball every day of the week. So the screens are gone, the spikes are gone, everything's dandy. Go into Skunk Tank. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I don't think Low and Muck gets Earthquake, right? No ground coverage whatsoever. Skunk Tank into Low and Muck, how much can Play Rough do? So two Play Roughs can knock this thing out. Goes for Knockoff, gets rid of a Black Sludge. The Skunk Tank could still have a Hawlucha attack. Perhaps. Perhaps just barely, though. Okay, it would be a close call for quite a few Hawlucha attacks. But we get the aftermath damage following that. Yeah, so we take out the Alolan Muck. Goes into Rotom. Sucker Punch would just knock the thing out right away. So that's gone. His only real problem left is Hawlucha. If he's Power Up Sky Attack, he might take it out. Might take us out with that. Just might. No, I think we might live it depending on his spread. Oh my god, could Skunk Tank clean up again. Could Skunk Tank clean up. Because combination of Play Rough Sucker Punch would knock this thing out. Just gotta go for it. Swords Dance. Oh, he's quite bulky. Citrus Berry too. Oh no. I think Sucker Punch. Okay, he attacks us this turn. Oh, Aftermath. Oh my goodness. Nope, I think he might clean this now. He might clean this now. I think he wins. Oh, my poor heart. He has high jump kick and it hits. And that's it. Yeah, this is it. Oh, he misses! He misses! He misses and we win! Thank you! Oh my god, so sorry about that, Kipp, but oh. And he para-hacks the Mach Punch. We get the 3-0. Oh, my poor heart, that was so... I mean, that's kind of not the way I wanted to win, but still. Oh, very nice game, Kipp. Oh, that high jump kick miss was definitely lost you the game. Lottie Austin to Barn would definitely not be able to live what else you had. Oh, man, the bulk you had, the bulk you had definitely came in clutch though. Ugh. Oh, but we got the win. Oh, I literally stood up in joy when that high jump kick missed. The only way he would have lost, and he missed. Oh, and that really sucks, Skip. But I mean, I won, so I'm kind of a little happy right now. That makes us 4-4 -6 differential, and that puts us ahead of Kipp in the wins actually. So we are now in the top of our division with that high jump kick. Oh man, feels good. Maybe next week we can also get our revenge against Andrew, because we face him next week with the Mega Sharpedo on our team, and he might not want to face that thing in rain. But he has to bring rain nonetheless, and we have to prep around it again. Hopefully there won't be any crits that change the entire outcome of the game. All I can ask you guys is to like and subscribe to keep watching these videos and find out what happens. As you already know, your support is greatly appreciated. And with all of this said, stay tuned for the next week of the PCL. We'll see if I end up ultimately unlucky. Bye now.